So I'm doing a little bit of rearranging down here in our compost area. I'm not sure. I'm gonna take these bins apart, but I'm gonna take stuff that's in them out. This stuff that's in them is tomatoes left over from last year. Thought about giving them to the chickens, but I know tomatoes poison chickens, but these have been sitting for all winter, so they're probably not poisonous anymore, but I'm not gonna take the chance. I'm just gonna put them on the ground right there in that little bare area right there. I'm not real sure I'm going to use the bins. Might just start piling stuff up. The bins work fairly well, but if you put it in a pile, it seems to work a little better that way for me. I've done both ways. So right now I'm just going to clean that out, fork both of those two bins out, and put it right there in that pile. So whew, that's a workout right there. It's a lot to ask from a guy that sits in an office all day before breakfast in the morning on a day he took off. But anyways, I digress. Especially one that's old and fat, out of shape anyway, not really fat, but anyhow, that's probably about 1.5 yards to 2 yards of compost that I just put out. And actually most of it in that lower bin was actually already composted. I didn't realize it was that far gone. This up in this bin wasn't quite as far. Actually, it wasn't even close to being composted, most of it. That's the difference. This up here was leaves and grass clippings in the upper bin, and down in the bottom was scraps out of the garden. So they both were treated the same way. They were both treated the same way, but they definitely decomposed differently. So I'm gonna go in, make myself something to eat. Okay, so I got a full belly now. Which I wasn't that hungry before, but it was getting later in the day. Right now it's about 1 o'clock-ish. So this trash can right here has my homemade fertilizer. Actually, this is what's left over from last year. I never even used any of it yet this year because I've been making. I only made stuff for my tomatoes. I didn't make for everything else. But this here is good for anything as far as that goes. But so I'm gonna take some of that and put it over top of the compost pile that I just made out of these two bins. So this smells pretty nasty. I'm not to stir up with, so I'll just break a board off of the whoo, nasty. Yummy. You can imagine how that smells. I've been in there since last year. In all honesty, I should have put some of that stuff I'm getting out of the bottom in about the middle of that pile, but it'll be all right. It'll still inoculate it pretty good. So basically that's just going to inoculate that pile. There's a lot of nitrogen and a bunch of other minerals in that the fermentation process pulled out of all the grasses and weeds and whatnot that I put in there last summer. And so now I'm just going to put a tarp on it and let it do its thing. I won't mess with that for a while, but I need to, before I get too far, I need to put the lid back on that. But I'm going to tear these skids apart and mow underneath this area, so I'm going to get all that stuff rearranged and so I got that pretty much done. I'm going to dump some more of that swamp water on the pile. Got that all cleaned up anyway. Some of them screws was broke, couldn't find some of them. My screw bit broke right after I started. My battery went dead. Walked back and forth to the building half a dozen times during that little pain in my rear end. But I'm gonna dump probably 2 more buckets on the pile, and then I'm going to cover it up with a tarp, and then yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. tarp's just a little bit too small, but it'll be all right. It'll work. Good enough anyhow. So that's going to wrap this up. That's just a simple compost pile. I went from bins to ground. I think doing the chicken compost like I've been up there, I think I like this method better than the bin system. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably make another bin somewhere. Maybe just start throwing everything in the chicken yard. That's the ultimate plan, is just throw everything in the chicken yard, not me worry about making compost. Let them just take care of it from start to finish. Most things, except for some things they can't, like potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. We don't grow no eggplant. Any nightshade, they can't eat it. It's poisonous to them. Don't know that they would eat it, but they can't. It could kill them. But anyways, that's going to wrap this up. So if you're not subscribed, please do so. Share with your friends and family. Check out our online store. Thanks everybody for the support, and we'll see you at the farmers market on Saturday. So till we meet again. Whew. Anyhow, as I was saying in the middle of that sneeze, sorry about that. Till we meet again, take care and God bless.